Hello friends, today's topic of discussion is Australia Group. Relevance of this topic with respect to RBI Grade B will be in Phase 2, Paper 2, Economic and Social Issues under Regional Economic Cooperation topic. With regard to NABARD, Grade A and Grade B will be in Phase 1, Economic and Social Issues, Phase 2, Paper 2, Economic and Social Issues under Regional Economic Cooperation topic. Australia Group is a multilateral export control regime established in 1985 with the aim of ensuring the export of certain chemicals, biological agents and dual use of its facilities don't contribute to the spread of CBW, that is chemical and biological weapons. Very important to remember that its prime focus is to control the spread of chemical and biological weapons. The group meets annually and do not undertake any legally binding obligations. All the member countries of Australia Group are parties to both Chemical and Biological Weapons Convention. Let's have a brief look over both of them. Biological Weapon Convention is the first multilateral disarmament treaty entered into force in 1975 with the aim of banning the entire category of weapons of mass destruction. On the other hand, Chemical Weapon Convention entered into force in 1997 dealing with the use, production and transfer of chemical weapons. I again repeat that BWC focus on weapons of mass destruction while CWC on chemical weapons. The roots of origin of Australia Group lies in the Iran-Iraq War of 1984 when Iraq used chemical weapons on Iran. This leads to the first meeting of Australia Group in 1985 in Brussels having participation of 15 countries. I repeat, 15 countries. Subsequently, the scope of group further spread to biological weapon programs and annual meetings are now held in Paris. As explained in earlier slide, first meeting of Australia Group was held in Brussels in 1985 with 15 member countries. Now the current membership of group stood to 43 as India joined the group in January 2018. The details of India joining the group is explained in later sections. Now, it's not possible to remember all 43 members of the group, but one can have an idea about it by keeping political map of world in mind. As shown in the map, there is no country from Africa, as you can see, which is its member. Further, almost all countries from North America and very few countries from South America are its members. In this way, one can have an idea about its member countries. As explained in earlier slide, the aim of the group is to prohibit the export of those materials which contributes to the spread of chemical and biological weapons. It achieves its goal by harmonizing participating countries' national export licensing measures, that is, it uses licensing measures to international chemical and biotechnology industries, which are soft target for proliferators to get materials for production of chemical and biological weapons. India achieved a big milestone by becoming 43rd member of Australia Group in January 2018. India became first South Asian nation to be 43rd full member of Australia Group. With this admission, India is now part of 3 of the 4 export control groups dealing with non-proliferation. Very important point to remember that there are total 4 export control groups in the above field, that is Missile Technology Control Regime, Wassenaar Arrangement, Australia Group, and last is Nuclear Supplier Group. Very strange to note that India became full-time member of first 3 groups in just last 1.5 years. with latest being the Australia group, and NSG is the only group that India is not part of it. Brief summary about all these 4 groups is explained in later section. Missile Technology Control Regime, that is MTCR, was the first among the 4 which India had joined in June 2016. MTCR is an informed group of 35 countries which aims to prevent the spread of missile and unmanned aerial vehicle technology capable of carrying payloads above 500 kg for more than 300 kilometers. With this, India can now manufacture and use the missile and UAV beyond the range of 500 kg and 300 kilometers. For example, BrahMos missile range can be doubled to 600 kilometers now. After MTCR, India joined the Wassenaar arrangement, having now 42 members in December 2017, which deals with the export of conventional arms and dual-use goods and technologies. Last group is Nuclear Supplier Group, which is a 48-member group signed in 1975 in response to India's first nuclear test in 1974 at Pokhran. It aims to prevent the export of those materials and technology which can be used to manufacture nuclear weapons. India's entry to this group is mainly blocked by China, stating that India is not a member of Non-Proliferation Treaty. Very important to remember the field in which each group works when India joined it and how many members it contains. Let's try to understand why India is not keen to become a member of Non-Proliferation Treaty, that is NPT. India considers it as an unfair treaty because India can never be a nuclear weapon state as per its guidelines, and moreover only nuclear weapon states have no obligation to give them up. By becoming member of 3 of the 4 export regimes, India is showing to the world that it is strictly adhered to the rules governing to nuclear non-proliferation and is eligible to become member of Nuclear Supplier Group. Another important thing to remember that China, who is blocking India's entry to NSG, is only member of one export control regime out of the 4, that is NSG. This slide shows the summary of all the 4 export control groups dealing with nuclear non-proliferation. I again repeat to remember their year of formation, their members and specific purpose they are dealing with. Now question comes, why India is so keen to become member of Nuclear Supplier Group? By doing so, India can have a better access to nuclear materials, sophisticated foreign technology, commercially produced nuclear power equipment, and most important of all, it will boost Make in India program by creating more jobs and spurring economic growth. Time for a quick revision. First, Australia Group. Year of formation, member countries, its purpose, and India became its 43rd member in January 2018. Second, total 4 export control regimes in the world dealing with nuclear non-proliferation. Remember their respective year of formation, number of members and aim. Third, India is member of 3 out of 4 export control group. Fourth, reason for China for blocking India's bid to NSG. MCQs are for practice and are based on the content discussed so far. Kindly solve them for better understanding. Thank you and happy learning.